Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. This is London Tay coming to you today with another video, girl. Today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to do knotless soft modern locks. The length is 28 inches, and just be mindful that the client that I'm doing today, which is my niece, she is 6 foot tall, so the 28 inches will probably be a lot longer if you are shorter than her. So just kind of take that into consideration. All right, so like I said, I am using the two, they're jumbo packs for both things, for the wrapping hair and as well as for the lock hair. So I only use 2 packs. It's 3 in every pack, so just kind of take that into consideration as well. So like I stated, I'm using the 2 products, the 4 times Fluffy Afro Kinky 20 inch and then 3 times Modern Soft Lock in 28 inches, okay? So the 4 times Fluffy Afro Kinky 20 inch, it is pre-divided, pre-prepped, ready to use, soft, and very easy to separate, guys. This is a game changer because back in the day we were using the spring twist hair and it was not prepped. It wasn't soft. You had to pre-section it out. It was a lot going on. But right here, the new innovative way, it's ready to use. So that way it makes the process way much quicker, okay? Also, the 3 times Modern Soft Lock is lightweight. It's easy to work with. It's comfortable to style, and it's replicated like real locks, guys. It looks like real deal locks that you've been growing for years, okay? Y'all, this was such an easy process. I've been doing these locks since 2020, okay? But the modern lock, like I stated, it's super lightweight. It's very natural looking. There has no like shine to it or anything like that, guys. I really love both of the products. The fluffy hair made it so easy to just go about everything. It was so super soft. It wasn't like ripping my fingers up. You know how when you have those synthetic hairs and you're trying to like work with it, sometimes it can leave your hands like ripped up on the sides. Guys, it is bomb. You guys have to go get this hair if you want to recreate the style. It was so easy to do, and it's just made the process so much quicker with everything being so natural looking and everything being already sectioned out. Okay, guys, so now we are about to start installing the lock. So here's the lock. So you have the little loop right there. You're going to want to stretch that loop. And honestly, I highly recommend for you to stretch in that loop way bigger than that. So this is my first lock. You know, I like to kind of get acclimated what I'm going to do. But guys, I am going to crochet that lock through like an inch past the root through the braid, okay? Then I'm going to put the client's braid through that loop and pull. So that way it's attached to the client's hair. It's not going to move anywhere, but it's not attached to the root. So you're still getting that knotless look. I will show you guys more zoomed in, especially at the front later in this video. And I will put the timestamp so you guys can navigate really well with it. But yeah, guys, that's all I'm doing. I'm getting that lock. I'm opening that loop pretty wide, okay? And like I said, I honestly recommend for you to open that loop way wider than what I opened it, only so you still don't have like that bulkiness whenever you are wrapping, okay? But you guys are going to see the difference of when I'm doing it in the back than when I'm doing it with the front. And then I am going to, you know, show you guys and explain what's the difference between both of those, okay? But like I said, I'm just going to open that lock, put that lock through the crochet hook, and then put the client's braid through that crochet loop part. And then I'm going to pull so that way it is secured. Yeah, so you guys can see again, I'll put in that crochet loop through the loop of the lock. And I'm going to pull through and then pull that braid through that hole, okay? And then pull through and tighten it. Once I do that, guys, I'm going to be ready to wrap. All right, guys, so now that I'm ready to wrap, I'm going to literally pull off a pre-sectioned part. The sections are already, the fluffed out hair is already sectioned out, okay? So all you really have to do is just grab one piece. That's all I'm doing, guys. I'm going to grab this one piece. Here is the piece. I'm going to crochet through the roots this time, close the crochet hook, pull it through, and then I'm going to start wrapping. So like I stated, this is my first row. Once I get to that top row or the other row that I'm going to show you guys up close and personal, I have a lot of new tricks that I've learned to make the process way more seamless than what you see back here. Back here, I feel like it was still a little bulky, more bulkier than I would have liked. So I did learn a couple things. Like I stated, make sure the loop is way bigger than that. I probably opened the loop like a little bit, like an inch. But guys, open that loop like 2 inches, like to the point where it's almost like fluffed out a little bit, like that loop is like fluffed out. So that way, whenever you are crocheting on and you're about to wrap on top, it's like way more flatter and not like a little tiny knot from the loop. You get what I'm saying? And then when it comes to the Marley hair, this fluffy hair, I also recommend for you to kind of, whatever hand you're wrapping with, have it long on that end and have it super, super short on the end that you're holding your hand on, because you don't want to have to wrap on top of Marley hair and on top of the lock, which is creating more bulkiness. You get what I'm saying? You guys are going to get what I'm saying. I'm sorry, I'm sounding a little hoarse. I'm a little sick, but just kind of follow what I'm saying. I'm going to put timestamps for the front of the video so you guys can see me actually doing it in a way that is way more seamless. So guys, you know, you can use your concept of how you want to do it. If you want the locks to look thicker, you can use this concept and like wrap on top of all of that Marley hair as well as the lock. If you want the locks to look more seamless and more smaller, then you can make sure putting the majority of that Marley hair into one hand. So that is what I'm doing, guys. But you are literally wrapping with your dominant hand, okay? Every part that you're holding, that is with your least dominant hand, because you don't have to do too much, you know, streamlining it, just holding it. So that is what I'm doing. You're wrapping on top of the client's hair. You are kind of fluffing it out. The hair is already fluffed out, so you don't have to do too much fluffing or anything like that. But yeah, guys, it's like so great. Like, I'm so glad that that company is finally understood and like are listening to us, because that spring twist hair was a headache, that they're already creating like spring twist hair that's already fluffed out, because it makes process so much easier. So I'm going to give you guys a little content and show you guys of me doing other, you know, parts of the hair until I get to the front. I'm not going to drag it on too long, but I do want to give you guys a little bit of content in case you guys want to see how the middle and the top is done. All right, so I will talk to you guys a little bit later in this video. Okay, guys, so here we are at the front. Like I stated, I'm going to get a super fluffed out piece, guys. You see how big of a loop that there is when it comes to that lock? You're going to want to stretch that loop out really, really well. And the reason why you're going to want to stretch out that loop really, really well is because if you have that knot right there, that's like a small loop, whenever you crochet that piece, you know, an inch away from the root, it's still going to be bulky whenever you're wrapping the piece over it. So I highly, 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 highly recommend for you to stretch that loop out, baby. Like, when I say stretch that loop out, when you put your finger through the loop for that lock, stretch it out a good 2 inches, like something where you stretch it out enough where it's not thick, it's kind of like thinned out, because you stretch that, you know, that hair out. Yeah, so stretch that loop out really, really well, and then crochet that lock through, because then you will have more of a seamless finish, and it will still be, you know, knotless the way you want it to be. Another tip, let's see what I'm including in here. Okay, so that's what I did. And another tip is, guys, like I said, it's to wrap pretty tight until you get over that little knot section, or at least until you get past the client's hair. The locks are pretty, you know, streamlined. They're not super, super messy. That's not the type of locks these are. So you don't have to be like super, super messy with the wrapping. Just be a little bit more streamlined and kind of wrap tight, so that way it's secure. I literally did the process the whole way through, guys. Even when you go past the client's hair, just wrap until you run out of Marley hair. Okay, guys? Wrap until you run out of that fluffy hair. This is something I want y'all to pay attention to. When I put that Marley hair or whatever inside of the root part, you're going to want to make sure you have one side that is super, super, super short, guys, like an inch short, and the other side is super long. The reason why, if you make both of the sides even, then you're going to have that bulkiness to wrap on top. You want these to be as natural and kind of as small as possible. So when you just have enough, you know, just enough to wrap, just enough to cover the root part above that knot, and you wrap it on top, it makes everything a lot more smoother and less bumpy, okay? That's another way to make everything super, super streamlined. If you don't get what I'm saying, guys, I will show it again. But yeah, you guys see I'm wrapping tight together and close together. In my dominant hand, that's the hand that I am wrapping with. My least dominant hand, that is the hand that I'm holding with, okay? What I'm holding with is the other side of that Marley hair, that little 1-inch part, the client's braid, and the pre-made lock. All of that is on one hand. The only thing is on the other hand is the wrapping part, okay? Now, when you get to the end and you still have a piece, maybe the other little piece of Marley hair, just keep on wrapping tight and palm roll the ends, and everything will still blend and be right, okay? So, yeah, I just want to let you guys know. All right, guys, I'm going to re-explain in real time now. You guys can see I am crocheting that fluffy piece out in the front. This is how you do on the front ones. I'm sliding it all the way to the left with that little piece of Marley hair to the right. Like literally 1 inch, guys. See how that 1 inch of piece of Marley hair is to the right? And then I'm wrapping with my dominant hand, which is my left hand. I'm going to wrap the root about 3 or 4 times, and then I'm going to start wrapping down. Do not wrap too tightly. Gently, gently hold the client's hair so that way you're not twisting and doing the most with the hair. But yeah, and if it's too tight, you can have the clients hold the root, but mine was just fine. Yeah, guys, and I'm just literally wrapping with that. I switched and wrapped with that small pieces to kind of get rid of it, and then I'm going to switch back to that big piece, okay? Yeah, so I switched, you know, like I said, I switched with the piece because I do not want to carry on another piece of Marley hair throughout the hair. So if that little 1 inch section that you had in the other hand, if that's too long and it goes past, you know, that knot that you put for the pre-lock, then you can just kind of wrap it around the roots and then wrap on top of with the other hair. But you don't want to combine those pieces whenever you reach that knot, because it's just going to make it super bulky. But you guys can see it ends up being super, super streamlined and super, super flat. It turned out so great. These look like, you know, these locks have already been like handmade, baby. Because if you look at my other videos, I am a handmade lock person. Until I found the method of how to do this handmade, you know, I'm a handmade lock person. That's just what it is. That's just who I am. So that's it, guys. You could put a little bit of oil when you're done. You could put a little steam on it if it's like too much. I did a little bit of even edge tamer on the edges. And that's it, guys. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for, you know, tuning into this video. And if you are interested in the hair that I'm using, I will link everything in the description box below. Thank you guys so much. Bye.